Hi, my name is Joe Jackson. I'm a journalist, author, interviewer, and broadcaster. When I interviewed John and Edward Grimes, aka Jedward, in 2011, they were coming up to 20. Now, and you don't need to be an Einstein to work this out, they are in 2020 and coming up to 30. And if the recent barrage of attacks on social media, as in taking on the likes of Jim Corr, and as I put together this podcast, Noel Gallagher, is anything to go by, they've all grown up. And so they should have at nearly 30, you could and probably will say. Either way, all of these developments add a certain retrospective charm to our chat, which took place after one of their gigs in Dublin's Olympia Theatre, with, incidentally, John confined to a wheelchair because he apparently tripped and fell 4 days earlier. The interview was for the Sunday Independent, and their manager, Louis Walsh, had said he hoped it would be their first serious interview, which was the same phrase Louis used to describe the first interview I did with Boyzone. But it's all relative, and as I said in that article, Edward took to the relatively serious nature of the interview more seriously. Incidentally, I also said in the opening line of that article that nothing I say, maybe I should have written, nothing I ask them, phases John and Edward Grimes. And that was true, as you'll hear, whether we talk about both becoming or being interdependent as twins, living charmed lives in what they call a bubble, drinking drugs, and rumours that they're gay. Also, it must be said that they barely take a breath and probably couldn't speak faster unless they were on speed. As such, it's a verbal roller coaster ride that I have decided to split into two podcasts. This is part one. And by the way, if you want to read the article I wrote out of this chat or gain access to the full tapes, check out my website, joejacksoninterviewer.com.
I feel like me and John, we're ultra close, and we got an older brother, but he doesn't see things the way we see things.
How old is the older brother?
He's turning 21 in May.
All right.
But me and John, we're always an ultimate unit, and when we're younger, he'd be like, oh my God.
But are you dependent upon each other totally?
Yeah, I feel like we're dependent on each other. I feel like when you're I decided to hurt my leg just there, I normally do everything, pack all the bags and everything. I feel like we totally look out for each other. We always have each other's backs, and we always do everything together. We can tell each other anything. But you said, I think it was you, Edward, who said you wouldn't forsake him for a girl. What?
You wouldn't like to break up the Jedward for a girlfriend.
But I think if me and John, if we had a girlfriend, then it put us in a whole different light. Everyone would be like, oh my God, they've got girlfriends, and some girl try to drive you to be grown up. And me and John, we just want to stay same as you are now. Yeah.
But is it also that you have to say you're available so the fans will love you?
But we are available.
Now tell the truth.
We are. There's all these famous people. They're I've got girlfriends.
No, I say it takes to Taylor Swift.
Because me and John actually know, because we don't have girlfriends, because our fans would definitely find out. They know everything about us.
Well, then they give you grief because you sent a message to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, because we met Taylor Swift. And they're all
it's our fans, just all these girls we meet. It's so cool saying hey to them all, and then they're knowing that you don't have a girlfriend because it's so much better.
But the thing is that me and John
you have a girlfriend,
because we treat all our fans
But every guy in 19 are coming on to 20.
I know, they're all
has a girl,
going all these girls and doing bad stuff.
We could easily have a girlfriend, but we just can't. Do you know what I mean?
But you did before you became famous.
But the thing is that
I assume at 16 and 17, most guys.
We never had a proper girlfriend.
What's a proper girlfriend? Define that for stupid.
Hanging out with a girl.
2 legs and 2 arms.
Doing all stuff.
I mean a proper girlfriend, actually it being in a relationship and actually hanging out.
Were you ever in a relationship? Were either of you ever in love?
I think we're only
Were you in love? Edward, tell the truth.
The first girl I liked was on the school bus, and she was 2 years old then.
All right.
And she was she had curly hair, and I remember one day I think I put chewing gum in her hair, and then I was
But were you ever in love? Tell the truth.
Was I ever in love?
We're in love with all our friends.
No, I was in love with my dog, and then my dog died.
You were in love with a girl?
I don't know, you think you're...
I don't know.
Because I think you could be in love with a girl and you realise you actually weren't. You just don't know what you're thinking.
So you haven't had a mature relationship?
No.
Either of you?
No.
So he's living in a bubble?
Yes.
Do you like living there? Do you not feel at times, no, I like to
Me and John trying to live in a bubble. We're extremely focused. We get everything done. Everyone around us is always like thinking drama. Me and John are like the driven people. Everything happens because of us. Me and John. I know this tour is like just us, but sometimes it's just me and John, a sound guy, and that's it. And me and John have to drive the whole entire show. We give the whole entire element that we're like superstars on stage. We don't kind of give too much.
What about at night? What about now after the show and at night when you're not working?
We just like as fans. There's 4 taxis of fans that followed us after the show last night. They're all waiting outside our house. They're all putting letters to the letterbox going, we just spent €30 in a taxi.
We don't want to be normal. Like we don't want to do normal things. You don't want to just go out and hang out and go clubbing, or it's just not our interest. Like we don't drink, we don't smoke.
Why? Did you ever at 16? Did you? At 15?
No,
did
we didn't.
Sorry for asking.
All this stuff used to happen around the place. We never.
Yeah, because all your mates would have.
But the thing is, there's so much stuff around us that tried to impact on us. Like we see loads of people around us and people we went to school with, and they're all like going down because they're drinking and smoking. And me and John realised that we can't let that affect us. We'd stay driven and focused.
I believe you hate drink.
Yeah, I don't like what people do, but like I feel like it's like it's not our interest. It's just something like we just don't want to do.
Why do you hate drink? I heard that if someone's drinking in a room, you don't like it. You'd rather just get out.
I don't know. It's just like because I don't like the whole vibe. I don't like the whole vibe of people drinking a drink. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like you should be doing other things, being out there. Like I feel like you should be able to do other things.
Did you ever drink?
No.
Did you ever drink?
No.
You never sip it?
Never. Seriously.
Not even I taught in school in Luke, and I know there were certain fields where people drank cider.
We were like in school, and everyone was like drinking. People were drinking in bushes, and we were like, "What the hell's going on?"
Like people in our school taking drugs and everything, and we were like, "What's going on here?" And like we were always stay away.
Me and John, we were never let.
Were you never tempted?
We were never. No.
Yeah, good.
Because our mom and them were like, "Oh, it's like they never like let us get on that whole scene and stuff."
All right.
Because the thing is, me and John in school, we were never like let into these groups of people drinking and going to parties. We were never invited to parties. We were never given the chance to do any of these things. We never did them. It was just always us.
Why weren't you just let in?
Because everyone was so intimidated by me and John that we were like this unit that everyone would always try to break us down. They'd always try to turn John against me and me against John and go, I like John better. Come on, John, let's hang out. But then me and John would know exactly what they were doing, and me and John were just like whatever.
But they also bullied you, didn't they?
Yeah.
In what way?
Like mentally and like full on like trying to intimidate us.
Did you get into fights?
Yeah, like I full on like punched people. I was like out of nowhere.
Defending John or just
defending
yourself?
John.
And did you defend him the same way?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of cool. I mean, we're like 17 and we get to like do this and actually not.
Because the thing is that me and John, we haven't been able to give that chance of actually grow up from 17 to now.
To 20, to nearly 20.
Yeah, because like we basically we've been living like the same life, and we actually haven't been living the normal life.
Like a normal life.
The normal life where you do like normal things, you do all the things, you kind of grow up and you get to do normal experiences.
Okay, well I interviewed Keith Duffy after Boyzone broke up.
Yeah.
And he said that living like that between 17 and 20 left him ill-equipped for life. He didn't know how to book a plane flight.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
We know how to do all that stuff. We know we're like really aware. We know how to book flights. We're totally independent. We know everything we're doing. We don't we can totally do everything ourselves.
So you don't feel that you might end up retarded? You know what I mean? Like locked at a certain age. I don't mean in a bad way.
No. We're like really aware of everything we're doing because we're always online. We're always really awake and really focused on what we're doing.
That's when me and John were on TV. Everyone thinks like, oh my God, we're like, we don't know what we're talking about. We're all silly. But like,
or that you have a charmed life. Everyone thinks you have a charmed life and you never were hurt. You never had any pain in your life.
Yeah, I feel like me and because me and we're not like these kids who like we're like always wanted. We always did everything ourselves. We always wanted to do more. We were always outgoing, like doing running and everything and doing stuff. We weren't like these wasters, teenagers nowadays. They're all just going out drinking, smoking. Let's go hang with our friends. It wasn't our interest. We always wanted.
But did you ever feel pain?
Like
what was the biggest hurt?
I remember I cut my nose.
No, but it hurt in your heart.
I don't know, like.
If something happened, you saw something. Maybe when your granddad died, of course. That's
my dog died.
I feel like loads of stuff happened, like just stuff in general. You think you see, you was walking on the street, like just everything in general, everything that happened to you, like your whole entire life, just every experience makes you the person you are today.
The thing is, I look at certain situations where I can see stuff happening. I just kind of zone out of the situation and take myself out of the room. And just like overlook
when you look at, I know you like Britney and you like Lindsay Lohan and that. When you look at the mistakes they're making in their career, and you read all the bios.
Yeah.
No, I haven't read.
Have you not read them? No, but you know the stories.
I know what's happening.
So have you taken lessons from them that I'm not going to go there?
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into drugs just because now I can get it easier. Because you didn't do it as kids.
Yeah.
The
Because
temptations
the thing
will
is
get
that me
higher.
and John, we have like, we can just go out and buy like all like our fruit, our smoothies, and we got like, we got overload and like fruit because we just like love eating fruit and stuff. But like sometimes we realize
Do you know
that,
how many boy band members have started out innocent and cute
Yeah,
and sweet
I know.
and ended up ruined?
like the thing is, I don't want to end up. I don't want to be some like 40-year-old on a TV show and some interviewer to go, "Oh my God, remember that was you," and me turn around and go,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, what do I look like?" Like I don't want that to happen to me where I'm like.
As in,
a
you've
total failure.
deteriorated so much.
Yeah, I don't want to be like a failure on a talk show in like 40 years
But I
time.
feel like me there, like
Person
we're
did it to me.
driven, like just
What,
we're-
talking about the drug habit you developed?
Or talking about like what, that I don't know hair anymore. That used
Thanks.
to be me.
Like me there, we're able to drive.
Get me.
We're able to drive ourselves. We're able to like
Right.
just me myself. I'm able to drive myself. I'm able to say, John, do this. I'm actually able to like no matter what it is, I'll be able to go. I'm able to do this because. Like, say for example, like I'm in the street or somewhere, like on holidays, like I wasn't like everyone just goes, John, do that. I'm like, no. Then I'm able to like drive myself.
We have to realize that everyone else is saying no. I don't want to do that. So we have to do it so that everyone else is like, oh, they did it.
Like we do our own hair, own makeup. Like we run who we are. Like we don't want to like other people have huge entourages, like loads of people looking after them.
Like all we have is like Louis, PR person, tour manager.
Do you get grief like boy bands did, like Boyzone did at the start
Yeah, but I
from your
feel like-
mates for being
I
gay?
know, but I
or
feel like-
them saying you're gay? You
But the
must.
thing is, like, because like loads of people, like all these other
Mates,
guys.
guys say.
Yeah, because like loads.
Jonas Brothers, Justin Bieber, all these people, these famous people who we look up to. Like everyone says like bad stuff about them. You go on YouTube, like
Yeah.
YouTube videos, and they write all these comments and like.
No, but people like Ronan Keaton and all that, when they first made the hit, they said they were walking down the streets, the old mates they knew from tech started saying you must
But I
be
feel
gay.
like they're all
Yeah, because I think there's like all the time the thing of like all guys or like yo
Yeah.
guys, just because like you're creative. I think like everyone has been creative or done something.
Or even your
different.
hair, they might say any kind of just
Yeah.
like that has to be a gay.
I think they're just kind of intimidated because their hair's
I
not
feel
good.
like, I remember having my
But can you deal with that?
Yeah,
We can't do because if that's the worst thing they can say about us, I think we'll be
Alright.
fine.
All right.
Because like, if like, oh my God, you're gay. Like seriously.
Well,
like,
some people do think that.
but like the thing is that
some men think
loads
that.
of other people are gay. Like I don't know what the hell they must be like. If they're like actually are like people calling them.
So which one is going to come out in 2 years?
No, none of us.
I mean, we're totally cool.
Yeah,
All right. But do mates give you grief for the whole
but we don't have. We
success
wouldn't
and-
have mates who
Yeah.
say that to us.
We have,
We
we,
just-
have, we have cool friends.
the only people who like say negative things to us, are people we don't know. Everyone feels like an opinion on us because I know like everyone knows who we are. I know like we put ourselves out there, so everyone knows who we are. But like,
I feel like we do what we want to do. We don't. We never think of like, oh, will someone think that? We just do what we want to do. We don't ever like, oh, I do this. Will someone think that? Like,
Do you ever do
we actually
what
don't care what people think of us. We
do
actually
you do
don't
that's bad? Do you ever do anything bad? You sound like you're presenting yourself
care.
as saints.
I don't think so.
Okay, Saint John,
We are.
Saint Edward.
Actually don't.
Edward,
Actually don't.
give us a break here,
we
will you?
actually do. We're not like these. We're not like these. Because you know what I mean? I know like people like everyone in general around us are all like, let's go drinking, let's do
Yeah.
this, let's do that. Like I don't know, like people, we just don't do that. Like,
I think the thing that's really impact on people is watching like all these
But-
drama series and they see
Oh,
everything
right.
happening like
Yeah, yeah.
in Fair City and they see someone who's so depressed, they're drinking, they're smoking, and then they get lead that life of being in a soap opera, and then because like me and John, I think like what you watch on TV it really impacts on you because I feel
I feel like people are living like a fake life. They're living like a life they see on Fair City,
yeah, yeah,
Coronation Street. Like, oh, so much drama, let's bang it. Like, just random stuff.
like
But
no
you
one ever
know,
no one ever taught them to do that. They've only learned it from movies.
But a lot of people learn it from their rock heroes and their pop heroes too.
Yeah.
But I
They
feel
think
like
that's the way. You know, you
people-
could idolize Britney and say everything she did, I'm going to do, which is a lot of bad stuff, like starting to shave off your head and get into all kinds of
I
nonsense.
feel like it's in here. We cut our own hair. I cut my own hair. See?
No, but do you? And also look, you're talking to me, right? To the media, right?
But like, we're cool.
But you have to be aware that everything I say to this guy, I have to be careful because our fans are going to be influenced by it. So I can't.
Because our fans read this, okay, anyone who's gay, okay, is out there, okay, I don't want you to think about putting you down and going, we're not gay, okay. We're really proud of you guys. I want you to realize it's not a bad thing and that everything you read in this interview is that we're just trying to inspire you.
Isn't that it though?
Yeah.
But does that mean, I'll ask you, and answer me honestly,
Yeah,
does that mean you'd have to tell me lies?
No.
No, you know what I mean, to kind of protect your fans.
Yeah, but to get me, like we don't tell lies. It's just
All
like
right.
it's like sometimes we just be messing around. I mean, we would say like we're like Superman, and we're obviously not.
So anytime we ever tell a lie, if someone's not trying letting us do something, then we'll just
Alright.
get around and do it and then we'll say we
All
did
right.
it.
So you're driven, right? I can feel that from your performance and even talking to you.
Yeah, because the thing is that
What ultimately to do?
I know like our stage isn't like crazy production, but like me and John, we bring loads of energy. I think they just like seeing us having fun, and people try to get onto that, capturing that fun, because everyone just wants to have fun.
everyone's supposed to let loose and just go crazy.
But ultimately, what do you want to do? I mean, you don't want to be 40 on the talk shows.
Ultimately, I want to be in control of everything. I want to have no one to turn around to me one day and go, sorry, you can't do that. Because record labels, everyone, they're all like cool when you're making it big. But when you're like, when everything's like, what the hell?
It comes down to you that you have to want to do. You always have to ask for more in life. You always have to want to do more. It all comes down to you wanting to do. That's why we're still around, because you always want to do.
Keep reaching.
You gotta. Oh yeah, you should always like keep reaching for different things and and then maybe go off for a couple of weeks, come up with something else, and like keep always.
It's about like staying consistent, because I know like we're not big famous, like I know like all around the world, but like it's good that we're like doing it step by step, because you're out there for longer. But it's better like if you went right up there, then you just go down. You can't.
Would you be ready for going down? If it disappeared in a year, would you each be emotionally ready to handle? I'm not saying it will, and I hope it doesn't for you, right? But would you be ready? Because I mentioned Boyzone, right?
Yeah,
4 of them fell apart when it fell apart.
Yeah.
Apart from Ronan. I mean, Keith.
I think if we fell apart and all went downhill, we planned ourselves to come back like a man band.
Do you think, John, could you deal with it if it all just imploded, if it all fell apart?
Yeah, I'd be cool, because I could easily do anything we wanted to do. We could do anything.
I wouldn't be able to deal with it. I'd like contact Britney Spears people and ask what rehab she went into.
What, fame rehab?
I'd be full on like, I'd be traumatized. I'd turn into a big massive media scandal.
Yo, what a notion. Jedward ending up in rehab, be it a fame rehab or not. Maybe that's where their latest social media missives are coming from. I'm kidding. They clearly are alive and well and living. In a bubble, well, it's hard to tell. Next time round, we talk about their family. And as I say, if you want to hear the full tape or read the article I wrote out of this chat, check out joejacksoninterviewer.com.